Manchester United catapulted up onto the top of the table. Liverpool struggling for form. Hello and welcome to the 4th ever episode of the Sideline podcast. Hi lads.
How are you?
So after a win against Burnley, Manchester United are now top of the league with 36 points. Paul Pogba supplying the goal and getting man of the match. He played out of his skin last night, Liam.
Yeah, definitely. I was watching the game last night, and I think there's just a different class about him when you look at the team. I know that we have people like Bruno Fernandes and Rashford, Cavani, but I think Paul Pogba is just a different sort of class to the rest of them. He's a World Cup winner, Europa League winner. He won lots of trophies at Juventus, and he was brought back to United for a big price tag because he was wanted badly. He's a different kind of class, and some days he is extremely lazy when he's playing. But like games like last night, you could see the desire when he was playing. He just looked like he wanted to play so much, and he did. And half of the problem really is he's played in a much deeper role, as we saw last night. He was kind of playing as a defensive midfielder with Matic. So his problem then is he can't really move around as much as he'd like because of the fact that he needs to be careful about the counter-attacks. So because his role in this formation is lying back with Matic, if he strides off the left where he's more comfortable with and a counter-attack happens, he isn't there to cover it. And obviously there's a high chance they're going to concede. But no, I think Pogba's been really good this season, even with all the rumours that his agent has made. I still think he's been great, and I've come to respect him a lot more this season. So,
Fionn, we've been waiting so long for the Pogba and Bruno Fernandes partnership. Ever since Pogba took that injury last year, we've been waiting for them. And do you think they've finally clicked?
Yeah, they're both playing together really well. I mean, like, you can see the way Pogba can influence the game. Even if, like, Bruno wasn't in that team, I think with him in that attacking spot, he could still change the game for United. But I think him and Bruno are now, because he was out of his injury, so he's back in the squad now. He's playing brilliantly, and they're both just playing great together. And the reason that Man United have gone to top of the table and they're playing so well is because of Bruno Fernandes. He demands so much from that United team. It's brought them to a higher standard of football. Like, you can see the difference from when he joined. It just lifted up the team, and ever since they've been playing great.
So as of now, Bruno Fernandes has played in the Premier League 17 matches. He scored 11 goals and has 7 assists. Liam, talk to me about Cavani after his 3-match ban. He looked a bit unsettled maybe at the start. He looked very frisky, I suppose, but he grew into the game, and he really is such a presence, an experienced presence, and a match winner since he came to Manchester United.
Yeah. I think Cavani has been a good signing. I think he's definitely made an impact in the games he's played, especially Southampton. I think that was an amazing game he played. Same with the Everton League Cup game. That was a great game by him, to score the winning goal in the 88th minute. And obviously he kind of inspires the other players around him because, Cavani, he's an older player. He's had experience in, I think, 2 or 3 different top flight leagues now. And, I think he's in the top 10 for the highest active goal scorers this decade. So, everything about Cavani kind of says this guy is a good player. He's a great player. And he's come in and he's had his impact. And he can't play the full games all the time. Obviously, he's much older. He's 32, 33. Well, that's understandable. It looks like he's having a good impact wherever he goes. But the FA's decision to ban him for 3 games, I thought that was incredibly stupid.
Probably not the fairest, especially given his culture back at his club. Fionn, talk to me about Eric Bailly. He gives Maguire a lot of. It's kind of a safety net for Maguire by his pace and his blocking. Obviously, he played very well. What were your thoughts on his performance and his recent run of form? Is he breaking into the team for Manchester United now?
I think he's breaking into that team. He's an excellent player. He's covering that defense so much, especially with Wan-Bissaka not playing great recently. Wan-Bissaka being out of position, and Eric Bailly is just a rock in that defense. He's got pace. He's blocking loads of shots. He's just great defensively overall, and he's helping that defense so much from conceding because there's been some great attacks and he's just stopped them. Especially against, was it the game?
I think it was Aston Villa.
Aston
probably
Villa,
the one you're looking for.
and it's the end of the game, and he blocks like 3 shots in a row because
he
had a counter attack,
I know.
and they could have equalized it, but he managed to just keep them out of it so he could win the game. And yeah, overall, like I said, he's a great player. Obviously, he's had his injuries. He's missed out on a lot when he could have been playing a lot more at Manchester United. But he's finally coming into it and being recognised as a top-class player.
Liam, Luke Shaw escaped. He, maybe some would say, he escaped. I thought the ref did very well yesterday. But Luke Shaw, he fouled. Sorry, the names just gone out of my head. But he had a Goodmanson. He fouled Goodmanson, and he got the ball originally, but he kicked out, and the play was allowed to continue. Cavani was through on goal, and he was taken down by our own man Robbie Brady. Now, I'm not sure if you saw the foul or not, but he was left.
Oh no, I did. No, I saw the whole thing. I was watching the match. I'm gonna have to firstly say, I wouldn't agree with you in saying that the referee did a good job yesterday. His calls, most of them were overlooked by him instead of going to VAR, especially the Maguire goal. I thought that was outrageous because in any other game,
that's the obvious one.
In any other game with any other referee, that would have been a goal. But the Luke Shaw foul. I would have said a yellow card was, it's not any biasy towards Manchester United, but I felt that wasn't worthy of a yellow. And I say that because of the fact that he did get the ball, and when you're sliding in for the ball, it's so quick, you just can't take your legs out of the way. That was more of a 50-50 challenge, in my opinion.
That risk when he goes in for the tackle,
and that's fair enough, because like I said, it's a 50-50, and if it goes wrong, you're going to get booked. But
does he need to go into that challenge, do you think?
Yeah, I think he does, because if you look at the position they were in, I think it was a misplaced pass from Marcus Rashford, and had the Burnley player gotten to the ball there, it was right outside the box. He could have gotten to the box and drawn a foul. He could have squared it to someone else. It could have been a goal. And I know Burnley, I think, only had one shot on target, but in a situation like that, after a misplaced pass, that could have gone wrong. And I can see why Shaw went in for it, but maybe a yellow card was the right decision. Maybe it wasn't. I'm not really sure what I fully think of it. But in terms of Brady's tackle on Cavani after, I thought that was a disgrace.
Well, it would have been a red card anyway, but the fact that it was null and void because of Shaw's foul on Goodmanson. Quickly, Fionn, before we finish up, Burnley. This Manchester United, we had 13 shots, 7 on target, and 1 goal against a very compact Burnley team. Yeah. We only had 37% of possession, but had 11 shots, 0 of them being on target.
Yeah, I mean, the Burnley's attack, their shots were not good at all. Like, some of them were just being skied into the air. And with United's shots, I mean, Nick Pope is so solid in goal. Like, some of the saves he makes, he can move across the goal so quickly because he's so tall, and he just sticks his arms out. He can just catch it or hit it over. But that's all we have time for.
Anyway, sorry, we're just coming up to time there. Thanks